Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Unstoppable Mama Entrepreneur interview series. With me today, I have Julie Ball. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
Julie Ball, she is the founder and chief sparkler of Sparkle Hustle Grow, a monthly subscription box and online community for female entrepreneurs. She leads thousands of women through personal development and business training in a way that's fun and supportive. She's the author, speaker, community builder, subscription box coach featured in Forbes, Business Insider, Thrive Global, Pop Sugar, Hello Sunshine, and US Weekly. Holy cow, girl. After running her successful website design and development firm, Julie wanted to get out from behind the screen. This desire, coupled with her biggest inspiration, the female entrepreneur community, is what led her to start Sparkle Hustle Grow. And taking her knowledge of the entrepreneurial world and key products that helped her grow her business, she combined them into one product, delivered monthly in a fun-to-open package, and has been able to help fellow female entrepreneurs on their own journeys. With the success of Sparkle Hustle Grow, she now coaches aspiring subscription box business owners in her 6-month online program, Subscription Box Bootcamp. She's a media studies graduate at Penn State University. She went on to get her master's in internet marketing from Full Sail University before starting her business. She worked in corporate music marketing, that's really cool, holding management level roles in mostly male dominated industry. Julie lives in the mountains of Western North Carolina, right? I'm Canadian. Sometimes I mix up the things with her husband and daughter. And today we're talking about the first 3 steps to creating a subscription box business as a mom. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I'm super excited because this is it's so funny. It's so out of the box from what everything else I've been talking about. So we get to talk about the boxes. But I'm funny. But what, like, I'm so curious because I have a friend of mine and I have actually glanced at, oh, that would be cool, but no clue what the first step is. So where shall we begin?
It's super easy. Where you begin is a really good idea. I mean, it sounds so simple, but it's not as easy as that. So what I recommend to do is to really think about the audience you want to serve and the pain point you want to solve. That sounds very typical of, most start a business advice. But really what I want you to do is try to think about like a real specific audience. And I'll give you a very simple example that I typically use is the market is saturated with boxes, subscription boxes for coffee and for tea, right? So there's a lot of people who love that product. They want to get either a replenishment every single month or they want to discover new coffee or tea. But if you niche down with your really good tea box idea and say, okay, this is tea for new moms, then you've niched down and it's like, you'll be able to, one, serve your audience so much better because you'll be laser focused on getting product specifically that's tea for new moms. And then as a new mom sees your really good idea, they'll be like, that was made just for me. I love tea and I'm a new mom. So this is made just for me. So that's always the first step. What I like to tell people to do is just start Google searching or look on cratejoy.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Cratejoy.com is, think of Etsy, how it's a marketplace where a lot of business owners can sell their products. Cratejoy is that for subscription boxes. So you could go there and discover any type of subscription box. So when you're thinking of your really good idea, use Google search and go to cratejoy.com and start searching for those audiences or for typical products that you would want to put in your box. And then what I like to do is research what's already out there, look at their reviews, see what people love, see what people hate, do more of what people love and do less of what they didn't love. So that's a real simple way to look at honing in on your idea, which would be the first step.
Gotcha. Cool. And so and just even looking at your 6-month subscription box boot camp, say that 5 times fast. How long, and I want to go back to the steps, but typically how long does it take someone to go from, okay, research to I'm in the business of offering it?
Well, of course it can vary depending on how much time you actually have to put into your business. So for me, I started it as a side hustle. I was running a full-time web agency and I just started this on the side. So, it just depends on how much you put into it. But as a general rule of thumb and through my boot camp, we try to use a 3-month time frame as your pre-launch. So bless you. As your
Thank you.
And so that first month would be, you know, getting your idea ready and getting some validation. Month 2 would be nurturing your audience, nurturing your email list. And month 3 would be preparing for that first box, preparing for that first shipment. Mm-hmm. So I like to say 3 months. I mean, I've seen people take an entire year and, you know, during their pre-launch and grow a massive following before they were ready to go to market with their actual box. It just depends on, you know, are you a mover or a shaker, or are you one that plays a little more cautious and wants to like really get things right? I always preach progress over perfection. Uh-huh. So I'm one of those people that kind of like, I get an idea, let's implement it today.
Yep, I know the feeling.
I think 3 months is ample time. If you have, you know, even if you have 30 minutes to work on it each day, 30 minutes each day, you know, it's the compound effect. It starts to build up and you get to make some traction. But I recommend 3 months.
That's really cool, because that's really fast, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, if you have the good guidance, if you have like a game plan and you know your kind of like a roadmap, if you know what you need to do, you can get it done in 3 months. Now, if you're doing it on your own and piecing it together, finding training here and training there, which is kind of what I did back in 2016 when I was first launching everything, there was no roadmap. It was just a lot of scattered resources. It could have taken me a lot longer for sure.
Yeah. For sure, which is cool that you've taken all those pieces, because that's a skill set in itself, to take all the pieces that you learn and then put them in a sequence that allows everybody to
make it easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the next step, what's step 2?
So the second step would be kind of that whole pre-launch phase. Yeah. In your pre-launch, there's a few things you want to do. Primarily is to validate your idea and to nurture your audience. So let's look at validation first. So what I mean by that is get it out into the world. Go ahead, start your social media channels, create a landing page with the sole purpose of collecting email addresses. And typically to do that, you're going to say something like, enter to win a 3-month subscription. So in exchange for a chance to win, we get your email address. Now we get to talk to you privately via email. That landing page can be simple. It can be a description. It can be some mock-ups. It doesn't even, I mean, a professional picture is best, but if you just, you know, put together some items that might be a good representation of what is going to be in the first box. It doesn't have to be exactly. You probably don't even know what you're going to put in that first box yet, but you have an idea of the type of products. So grab a handful of those products, take a few pictures, because that's going to draw your audience in. They're going to say, oh, I like that product. I would like to receive that. So you got to give them some visual. Mm-hmm. You can do a video if you want. That could be simple, like a video like this, where I just explain what the box is. So you want to give them a little bit of information, but not too much, and just collect their email address. So that will help you then have those conversations via email and via social media to help validate that concept. And as you're talking to them, and when I say talking to them, I'm asking questions like, what do you want to see in this box? What would be your ideal product? What's the favorite thing? For me, I would ask something like, what's the one business tool that you use every single day? Things like that, where you're going to appeal to them and say, like, I'm in this with you, but I need your help to build this into what you want. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
And I think too, as if you involve your audience, asking them questions, you know, two pictures side by side and say, vote this or that. When they start interacting with you and start making, giving their opinions, they're going to be primed and ready to buy when you finally go to market. And you're building that loyalty because you're listening, you know, you're giving them options. And so I think surveys, ask questions, find out how you can meet their needs, and start building your product, your subscription box based off of that feedback that you're getting.
Mm-hmm. I think that's brilliant. I love that. And it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like me putting together this interview series. It's like I get to know all like my like new besties.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like. And so with your audience and you're growing your audience, it's like you get to know these new besties that become your besties that become your customers. That is, I don't know, that I'm like, I want to start it.
Right. And then,
yeah.
then they become your cheerleaders, just like I'm sure everyone that you've interviewed, including me, will be waiting for this to come out, cheering you on and being so proud that they were part of something. Yeah, it's very similar. And to this day, I tap into my community. And so it's really interesting. We found through surveys, we regularly survey our customers. We found that they join for the stuff, but they stick around for the community because we have a private Facebook community. And I still ask them questions all the time. Like I'll post a picture and be like, one of these items is going in the July box. Which one's it going to be? Vote. You know what I mean? And then when they receive that item, they're like, yay, that's the one I voted for. And they get so excited, and it's just builds that loyalty, and it just makes it more fun too. And takes the weight off of my back making all the decisions.
Totally. I love it.
Yeah.
It's genius. Yeah. It's like having a nanny if you're a mom.
Exactly.
Awesome. And so I want to go in so many places because I want to divert. We're going to go to step 3 in a second because I'm going to be selfish. I want to know how you, with all of this, with you were working a full-on business and a side hustle and being a mama.
It was tough. The one thing that I would say really helped was getting my entire family involved. So, you know, if I would go out to the source products, like if say I went to Target or Staples or somewhere just to look for products, I'd take my daughter along and ask her opinion and, you know, maybe let her pick out something while we're there together. And then as we're putting together the boxes, because let's face it, when I started, we were in a 1,200 square foot rental home and we were packing the boxes in our home. So, you know, you can imagine once we got to like 200-300, these boxes are taking over our home. There's crinkle cut, which is like the packing material, crinkle cut like everywhere in our house, including the washer. Like, it was nuts. And so getting my family involved. So my husband would help pack items, and then, you know, McKenna would, our daughter, she is a second grader now, but when I launched this, she was just starting kindergarten. And so would let her, you know, put in the crinkle cut, and she would like pick up a box and give it a hug. And, you know, just getting her involved in it, I think was really helpful. Now, I would be very honest that at the beginning, it did take a lot of time away from my family. And, you know, we knew that, and it was our hope that I was building something that would, not in the short term, but not in the real long term, like soon, really provide well for our family. And at this point, a couple of years in, we're there. We are, I'm starting to delegate more, and I'm starting to regain a lot more of my own time and being more intentional about that family time. And it's so interesting. I have to mention, so my husband is a former teacher. He taught for 14 years, and he resigned last year, and he started his own subscription box. And it's called Together Unplugged. And it is to help families get off their devices and regain that quality time together. And so going through the motions, we need to practice what we preach. You know, if we're putting puzzles or scavenger hunts or craft ideas in the box, we are getting into trying to start like these really good habits of us getting offline, putting the phone down, putting our business boundaries up, and being intentional. It's a challenge for us. And that's one of the reasons that he created that box, is because he identified that own challenge. And he's like, well, if we're having this problem, surely all these other families are having this too. So it's been a fun process putting together such a different type box, you know?
Yeah, I love that. And it's so cool that it applies to you and it's what you do. So it's like there's proof in the pudding, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's amazing. I'm so glad I asked that question. So step 3.
Yeah. So step 3, and this is all, like these first 3 steps are all pre-launch. This is before you've put up a sales page and are selling anything. Step 3 would be to prototype the box. So you can just go out and get any sort of mailer box. I'll show you real quick what ours look like. This is the box right here. This is called a mailer box. And so it opens like this. They're really great for, all you have to do is fold the tabs in and tape it, and you can ship it basically anywhere just like that. You don't have to package it in anything else. They're meant to be mailers. And so you can buy boxes like that at a local office supply store. You can buy them at places like Amazon or uline.com, and then just go out and get some products. Like start picking up products, putting them in the box, seeing how well they work together. And you'll start to get a feel for, okay, I know what sizes will physically fit in there now. I know what products look good together, which I try to make my products cohesive, not only in kind of a common theme for the month, but also like visually. So if they have a similar color scheme, they'll look way better in pictures and to promote them. I mean, that's just, it's basic, but yeah. So to prototype that box, just go out, buy some products from a retail store, put them together, and then take some pictures. Those pictures then can be used on your landing page. They can be used in your social media, and they will give customers a visual of what are you actually buying, you know? So again, it doesn't have to be the exact products that are going to be in box 1 or box 2. Just give me a good feel for the brands you're going to carry, the product types. Are they going to be snacks in there? Are there going to be books in there? And that's just one way to get your customers really excited about it.
I love that. And my brain is like, oh, I could do this and I could do this and I could do this. And what would you say to a mama right now that's listening, that's all of a sudden like me, that like the popcorn is popping and it's like, oh, I could do this, but I have this going on, or I have this going on, and like, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, I would say first you need to look at, is it feasible for this season of your life right now? Like I mean, we can all do hard things. We're moms. I get it. But had I tried to start this when our daughter was in the infant stage, probably wouldn't have been the best time for me. So, you know, you have to make sure you have enough time in the day. Like I said, even if it's just 30 minutes a day to start like working on your business. There's a lot of resources out there. One good website is called subscriptionschool.com. And that is put together by Cratejoy, which is, again, I mentioned it's a marketplace of subscription boxes, but they also provide the back-end software for you as a business owner to run your box. And that's the software we use and recommend. So subscriptionschool.com is a great place to just start reading about the industry, start reading about how it works. And then we have actually a PDF that would be probably helpful, a good place to start. It's called The One Thing You Have to Master is how to make money with a subscription box business, because you're not going to do this as a hobby. You know what I mean? So you have to learn the business component. Yeah, the business aspect of it, and say, okay, how do I make money out of that? So I'll provide you with the link, but it's subscriptionboxbootcamp.com /make-money. And it's just an instant download. And that boot camp is my coaching program, but this is just a free download to just get your head right. Like, is this something that would work for me?
That's brilliant. And everybody who's watching, it's down below. All how you get a hold of Julie is all in this area.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's genius. Cause it is, I know that I remember the time where my hobby turned into a business is because I took, you know, it was like, oh, it's time to make money.
Yeah.
Not just fun and games while Fifi is in preschool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my child is now in elementary or primary school. And so I've got that time between, you know, I usually start work around 9 a.m. After I drop her off, I try to do something for myself, like the gym or shower. I mean,
you know,
sometimes
it's nice.
It's hard to find time to do that stuff. But, and then I'm typically work between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. But again, that is solid time. It's not always uninterrupted, because we have a puppy and life, you know, we have to do things around the house and stuff, but I don't think I would have been able to build this out as quickly and as successfully had I started while she was in the infant phase.
Yeah. Which is, I love the way you said that too. Does it fit? Does it work for this season?
Yeah.
Which is it's just a reminder to all of us to look at like global Zoom. Like, how crazy do I want to make myself?
Yeah, well, and it's absolutely doable if you can manage your time and you've got those chunks of time that you can work. At the very least, start reading about the industry now. Start reading about how to launch a business, subscription box business, how to fulfill it. If you equip yourself with the knowledge now, then you'd be able to ramp up much faster when you find that that timing is right.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love that. Julie, thank you so much. Mamas and entrepreneurs who are watching, down below is where you can find Julie and her free gift, How to Make Money with a Subscription Box Business, the one thing you have to master. And any final words?
No, I'm just really happy that you're doing things like this. I found that one of the reasons I started the box was I was feeling really lonely when I was doing my web agency. Everything was digital, and I was craving that tribe of women. I wanted to cheer them on, but I wanted people to cheer me on too. And so I think it's awesome that you're interviewing other mama entrepreneurs, and we can all learn from each other, and there's enough to go around. You know, if you feel like you have a business idea, but someone else has already done it, that's okay. There's enough to go around. Just be unique. You know, make it you. And there's, like I said, that I feel like I come from that abundance mindset that there's enough to go around.
I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.